Hello everybody and welcome back from nature. As you can tell, I am quite geared up, and what I'm going to do today is to see if I can find some traces. This time it's not about traces from badgers, but it is about traces from beavers. Over the last decade we had a population of beavers building up in the county, and they are moving around quite a bit, so they are not constantly staying in one spot, but you might be hearing the road in the background, which is a busy road, and there was some roadkill of beavers on that road, which even caused the local town hall to put up warning signs that beavers might be running over the road there. Might edit in a picture of that later on. So I'm in the area where they might be at, and I gonna look around a bit if I can find them or not. Yeah, I made it across cornfield, and just now I'm looking at a few first locations that might have all signs of activity. You can see it behind me. There's vegetation, trees, and basically I'm standing right on the bank of the body of water that is flowing in that direction. So so far I have not seen anything promising, but we still have quite a bit of road ahead, and finding something on first try would have been quite of a miracle. I'll keep searching, and whenever I find something, I'm gonna let you know. Yeah, hello everybody. I walked quite a bit so far, but no trace. There's a person cutting the plants that grow on the other side of the body of water. Right now you might be hearing the motor trimmer in the background, so I headed a bit into the shadow, and even so I did not see anything so far beaver related. It is a very nice walk, and I really enjoy the time out here, and there's still so much to discover. It's very cool. Just right now I saw two very nice fireflies flying around here, so that's pretty cool as well. So even if you set yourself a project, you don't always have to hit the aim. You can just appreciate the way of getting there. And sooner or later I will be finding beaver traces somewhere in the environment here. Might be here, might be somewhere else in the county. I can ride around a bit and access the bodies of water. But yeah, I will continue the hike, and we will see if we find something in near future on this hike. Okay everybody, as promised I would come back to you whenever I see something that looks like beaver traces. And just here we got it. This looks pretty suspicious to me. It is bitten out. I will edit in a photo so you can see it better. But this has traces of bite marks, and if it was a human who would have inflicted this to the branch that goes off into the direction of the water, then I would expect the hits to come from the top and not from the bottom of the branch. So something must have been standing up here and biting in here, and you might be able to tell from the detailed pictures that I gonna edit in. So this is a pretty good candidate for beaver traces, and maybe we are on a good track. It took me about 5 kilometers of hiking so far to get here, but it is getting interesting, so I certainly gonna follow this trace and see if I can find more like this. Okay everybody, well, I was unsure first about the finding we just made a few minutes ago. Right now I'm sure that we have found beaver traces. So this is a tree stump left over by beavers. You can see the bite marks on it. I will take detailed pictures once again. Right by the water, perfectly the area they would be active in. And I will try to get the camera a bit closer, so you might see some details of the structure. But yeah, we have found beaver activity as we had planned, and that's quite great. I'm quite happy about the outcome of this hike already, and this is just wonderful. This was what I was hoping to see, and yeah, mission successful, and we will keep looking. We won't stop here. We might see some more cool traces. Okay, the beaver traces that we found first were looking more fresh than this one. This also is a tree stump which was created by beavers, but you can see it's already having some greenish tone to it, and looks a bit weathered away, has shrooms growing on it. So this one is already a bit older, and the counterpart still is in situ, so you can see how it fell over to that direction. And now if we look here and remove the plants a bit, then you can see how pointy it got in the end. So if you look on here, this used to be on here. This might be quite shaky, but I'm trying to get it back together for you. So this used to be on here, and now you can see how the beaver actually worked on it until it fell over. So that is what happened here, and then it just fell down and fell over. So this is an older beaver trace, but it also tells us that the beavers must be coming back to this area, as we find old traces and fresher traces. Okay everybody, even though we found more traces, I could continue the hike more downstream, but next up would be a field without trees and vegetation on the side of the river, so there won't be any signs there, and it might be quite a stretch to get to the next location. So for today I will conclude it here. I mean, we found good traces and evidence of beaver activity in this area, and yeah, based on that I'm gonna start heading home, or better to say heading towards where I started off and then home. But on the way there I will show you one other location, which is an old railway bridge which is still standing here in the forest, because essentially in the past there was a railway going through this area, connecting the villages, and the railway has been dismantled a few decades before. So yeah, we still have the bridge standing there with no tracks going over it or anything else, just the bridge. And I hope there's not too many people around, but that's something that I'd like to show you. It's quite a cool place. Okay guys, so here we are. This is the lost place I was talking about. An old railway bridge in the middle of the forest. No railroad tracks going over there anymore. But this used to be a railway track connecting the different villages that are out here and going to the next bigger town. So it went through the area here, and the bridges are still visible. Sometimes signs can be found or milestones. But yeah, that's what it looks like, and nature is taking it back slowly. We can take a look onto it just by following this little trail here and walk onto it. So here we go. Now we are on the old dam that the railway was running on, and very so often you find stones just like this one flying around here, which are the typical stones that they used to pile up those dams for the railway. And if we continue down here, you can see that we are walking over the old railway bridge, which is a bit of a mystical place here. Nice to see how nature is taking it back slowly, and yeah, it's just a pretty countryside out here. So yes, into that direction would have been the villages near my place where I live at, and towards that direction it would have gone to the next bigger town. And this actually is called the PQR glow, which is used during high water periods in order to make sure that we don't get too much flooding. But yeah, as you can see, quite a habitat as well, so that's pretty cool. Okay everybody, I'm about to reach my destination, so I hope you enjoyed this little trip into nature. We were